Have you recently experienced unusual fatigue in your legs? Perhaps you've noticed that it now takes more work to get out of your favorite chair. Or maybe even though your hands are empty, climbing a flight of stairs feels like you're carrying a heavy backpack. Walking across the living room can feel unsteady on certain days, as if your legs no longer have complete faith in themselves. If that sounds like you, please don't dismiss it as just getting older. Most people do that, and that's where the trouble starts. One of your body's first and most significant warning signals after the age of 60 may be how you're feeling. The first warning sign of age-related muscle loss, or sarcopenia as doctors refer to it, is frequently a gradual, creeping weakness in the legs. There aren't any significant warning signs. Nothing dramatic, no pain, no swelling, just a slow, silent decline in strength. You're gardening effortlessly one day. You're relying on furniture to maintain your balance a few months later. The good news is that losing muscle is not a permanent condition. The strength you believed was permanently lost can actually come back in many situations, not in months either, within a few days. It only requires 3 particular vitamins that your body is probably lacking. No intense exercise, no costly treatments, just the right nutrients at the right time, in the right way. These are not health fads or covert cures. This is legitimate science, as evidenced by clinical research, medical professionals, and thousands of senior citizens who have regained their strength, vitality, and self-assurance. Keep reading because I'll explain not only what these vitamins are, but also how to incorporate them into an easy daily routine that you can begin right away. The fact is that the majority of seniors are unaware of this combination. They never see results because of this. It's likely that you or someone you love is very concerned about their health if you're reading this. Therefore, if you have ever experienced this type of leg weakness, please take a moment to click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember to share this video with any friends or family members who might find it helpful. You might be assisting someone in taking their first significant step toward recovery. Let's now examine the specifics of your leg condition and why it is more treatable than you may believe. Something subtle but significant begins to happen inside our bodies after the age of 60, particularly in our legs. It doesn't seem like much at first. Perhaps it simply takes one more second to get to your feet. Or, after a walk that used to feel effortless, your legs feel abnormally exhausted. That marks the silent start of sarcopenia, the medical term for muscle loss brought on by aging. It usually starts in the legs and comes gradually, rather than all at once. Why the legs? Since their load is the heaviest. Your legs are doing the majority of the work whenever you sit, stand, walk, or climb stairs. Additionally, they are frequently the first to exhibit signs of weakness as we age. Your willpower hasn't diminished. It's not being lazy, it's biology, and unless we take action, it will happen to practically everyone. Even those who eat well and feel generally healthy can lose 1 to 3% of their muscle mass annually after the age of 60, according to the American Geriatric Society. Even though it might not seem like much, it adds up over a period of 5 years. Without even noticing, you might lose as much as 15% of your leg strength. That translates to increased shakiness, exhaustion, and difficulty engaging in your favorite activities. What is the cause, then? There are 3 main offenders. Vitamin deficiencies come first. Our digestive systems change with age. We absorb fewer nutrients from the food we eat because we produce less stomach acid. Important vitamins like D3, B12, and thiamine, also known as vitamin bone, might never make it to our muscles, even with a balanced diet. The muscles are unable to contract, repair, or react appropriately without those. They deteriorate with time. Secondly, decreased blood flow. As we age, our circulation slows down, depriving our legs of the oxygen and nutrients they require to remain active. The outcome? The familiar sensation of fatigued, heavy legs, cramps that appear during the night, a stroll that exhausts you more than it ought to. Third, there should be less movement. Since they already feel weak, it makes sense that many seniors avoid physical activity, stairs, and long walks. However, this turns into a vicious cycle. Your muscles get smaller the less you move. Additionally, your muscles might not fully recover from your activity even if you continue to be active if you do not take the proper vitamins. Attempting to water a plant with an empty watering can is analogous to this. Here's the good news, though, really. One easy way to address all three causes is to replenish the nutrients your muscles are begging for. Let's examine the first and most potent one in more detail, the vitamin that functions as a master switch for your whole system of leg strength. Let's discuss vitamin D3, the powerhouse behind your legs that most people ignore. Your body is probably lacking this essential nutrient if you're over 60 and experiencing problems with leg strength, balance, or simply feeling unusually exhausted after standing or walking. And a lot of it, not a little. Sunlight and bones aren't the only sources of vitamin D3. Consider it the primary switch that reactivates your entire muscular system. It is essential for maintaining communication between your bones, muscles, and nerves. Those connections become hazy when D3 levels fall. Your body begins to feel unreliable, stiff, and slow, like a machine that isn't quite working right. The tricky part is that after age 60, your body's capacity to produce vitamin D3 on its own drastically decreases. The skin becomes thinner. You spend less time outside. Furthermore, your liver and kidneys, two vital organs for transforming vitamin D into its usable form, aren't as effective as they once were, even if you do spend time in the sun. The outcome? A subtle weakness that gradually erodes you. When you start avoiding stairs because they feel like a mountain, you may notice it. Or when your legs shake when you get up from the couch. Perhaps you've experienced unsteadiness while browsing a supermarket, but you're not sure why. These indicate a D3 deficiency rather than merely aging. What precisely does vitamin D3 do then? In order to keep bones strong and less likely to break, it first aids in the body's absorption of calcium. D3 guarantees that your muscles can contract correctly and react fast, which is more crucial for your legs. It helps you stay strong, stable, and coordinated by maintaining the communication between your muscles and nerves. When do you run out of D3? It slows down communication. Muscles lose their ability to respond. It feels like you're walking more slowly. The spark goes out of your legs. Still not persuaded? Let's examine the study. Seniors over 65 who took 800 IU of vitamin D3 daily for just 5 days saw an average 19% increase in leg strength, according to a study from the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. It's not a typo. 5 days, 19%. According to a different Chinese study, older adults who took D3 along with some light exercise improved their balance and coordination in a matter of weeks. Additionally, researchers at Harvard's Geriatric Research Center discovered that seniors with low D3 levels had a 40% higher risk of falling or being admitted to the hospital than those with normal levels. But how can you tell if you're lacking something? Frequently, the indications are not obvious. Weakness when going upstairs, cramping in the legs at night, experiencing unusual fatigue following a walk, slower motion, difficulty maintaining your equilibrium. Low D3 may even be linked to normal symptoms like hip or knee pain. Additionally, some people may experience mood swings, such as mild anxiety or irritability. This can be fixed, which is good news. For healthy adults over 60, experts advise 801 0 IU per day. 1. 500 to 2. 0 IU daily, always under medical supervision, may help if you have already had a fall or exhibit symptoms of muscle weakness. Importantly, though, vitamin D3 must be taken after a meal that includes some healthy fat, such as salmon, avocado, eggs, or nuts, because it is fat-soluble. Additionally, avoid taking D3 right before bed because it may cause you to feel more alert and interfere with your sleep. You may be asking yourself, can't I just eat enough? Yes, in theory, but it's very challenging in reality. You could get roughly 500 IU from a typical piece of fatty fish. Just one egg? Just 40 IU. There are only 100 IU in a full glass of fortified milk. This implies that you would need to consume an excessive amount of fish, eggs, and dairy products every day in order to reach 0 IU per day. Because of this, taking a supplement is frequently the greatest and most dependable way to give your muscles what they need. Who should definitely think about taking D3 supplements? D3 should be your first priority if you are over 60. don't spend much time outside, have a history of osteoporosis, joint pain, or falls, or eat a plant-based diet. When taken properly, it's safe, but like anything else, taking too much of it over time can be dangerous. When taken unsupervised for months, high doses exceeding 4.0 IU per day can result in headaches, nausea, constipation, and in rare instances, kidney stones because of elevated calcium levels. The secret is to consistently take the appropriate amount at the appropriate time. Vitamin D3 restores your independence in addition to improving your legs. It enables you to go through your day with confidence, walk fearlessly, and stand without assistance. What a tiny capsule can accomplish when your body has been waiting for it will astound you. Are you prepared to discover more about the second vitamin, which functions as a highway of strength and balance, connecting your nerves to your muscles? Let's now discuss vitamin B12, the second essential component of the puzzle. Vitamin B12 is the wiring that links your brain and body, if vitamin D3 is the switch that drives your muscles. When do those wires begin to fray? You begin to sense it in your memory, your legs, and your balance. Your nervous system's health depends on this vitamin. It guarantees that signals from your brain reach your limbs without hiccups. Your muscles may remain strong when your B12 levels fall, but they won't react as they should. The difference between what you want to happen and what actually occurs is like shouting commands into a phone that has a broken signal. The twist is that B12 deficiency most frequently manifests in the legs first. You may experience an odd tingling sensation in your feet, a persistent numbness, or a buzzing sensation, as if your feet are dozing off. Your legs can feel disengaged at times, as if they're not paying attention when you tell them to move. Your balance feels unsteady, so you have to cling to walls, steer clear of uneven terrain, or take cautious steps. Again, you may be thinking, well, I'm just getting older. But this isn't the case. These are the typical early indicators of a vitamin 12 deficiency. Why does this happen so frequently after age 60? There are two primary causes. First, our stomach's ability to absorb B12 from food depends on its acid production, which declines with age. B12 absorption is further decreased by the fact that many elderly people also take heartburn medications such as antacids or acid blockers. Therefore, you may not be getting enough 12 even if you consume foods that contain it, such as dairy, eggs, and meat. Second, a lot of senior citizens just consume less meat and other animal products. B12 intake naturally decreases for reasons of digestion, health, or taste. The outcome? Your body isn't given the resources it needs to maintain your nerves. Let's examine the evidence now. An Oxford University study monitored people 65 and older. Compared to people with healthy levels, those with low B12 were twice as likely to fall, walk more slowly, and have poorer balance. Seniors were given 1.0 mg of vitamin 12 daily for 8 weeks as part of another clinical trial that was published in the Journal of Gerontology. The outcomes? Less numbness, stronger legs, and faster reflexes were reported by the participants. Both their confidence and their balance improve. But how does B12 function in reality? It aids in the formation of the myelin sheath, the protective layer that surrounds your nerves. An electrical wire can transmit signals swiftly and cleanly thanks to this covering, which functions as insulation. Additionally, it aids in the production of red blood cells, which deliver oxygen to your muscles and keep them active. Those signals become weak when 12 levels are low. The muscles pause. Nerves malfunction. At that point, your legs begin to feel unsteady, or you falter when you turn. Which indicators are less evident? Some elderly people do not experience the tingling or numbness. Rather, they may feel unsteady, drop objects more effortlessly. Even after sleeping, you still feel exhausted. Observe minor alterations such as mood swings, forgetfulness, or even a feeling of being drowsy, which are also indicators of a 12 deficiency. Additionally, they are easier to fix the earlier you catch them. Who is most in danger? You are more likely to have low B12 if you are over 60, take acid blockers or metformin for diabetes, eat little meat or only plant-based foods, or have digestive problems like gastritis or IBS. Alcohol obstructs absorption as well. Additionally, your body might have an even harder time getting what it needs if you've had any kind of digestive surgery, including weight loss procedures. What are you able to do then? Your B12 levels can be checked with a straightforward blood test. However, if you see these symptoms even without one, it might be wise to begin taking supplements. Methylcobalamin is the safest and most efficient form. Your body can use it right away without converting it. For older adults, whose conversion processes tend to slow down, that is especially beneficial. For the majority of seniors, 501 micrograms should be taken daily. Since it dissolves in water, any excess is naturally eliminated through urine. Under normal conditions, you cannot take too much of it. The important thing is how and when you take it, even though it comes in a variety of forms, including chewables, sprays, and sublingual tablets. Because coffee and tea can interfere with absorption, it is best to take B12 in the morning or at lunch. For even greater effect, try eating it with a meal that contains some protein. Can you get it just by eating? Yes, in principle. Let's examine the figures though. There are roughly 70 mg in a serving of beef liver. About 4.5 mg are found in salmon. Just one egg? Merely 0.5 mg. A cup of milk too? About 1 mg. Therefore, you're probably not getting enough unless you're eating a lot of liver or seafood every day. For this reason, a lot of doctors advise seniors to take supplements as a more sensible choice. It's safe, too. For healthy individuals, B12 has no known toxic effects, even at high dosages. However, make sure to consult your doctor first if you have chronic kidney problems or are taking blood thinners. The best part is that the effects can happen quickly. Within days of beginning a B12 supplement, many older adults report feeling more stable, balanced, and alert. Once nerve symptoms subside, they walk more confidently, stop stumbling, and even sleep better. Vitamin B12 is a movement vitamin as well as a brain vitamin. It helps you regain control over your legs and your life by repairing the connection between your mind and muscles. The vitamin that restores your muscles' energy, fuel, and will to move will be the third component of the puzzle when you're ready. Now let's discuss vitamin bone, sometimes referred to as thiamine, the last of these power trio components. Thiamine is the engine that powers your muscles if vitamin D3 activates them, and vitamin B12 links them to your nerves. Without it, your body just runs out of energy, regardless of how well everything else is functioning. Imagine your legs as a car. The ignition is D3. The wiring is B12. However, thiamine? That's the fuel. It converts food, particularly carbs, into actual muscle-useful energy. And since your legs are the biggest muscles in your body, they require a lot of it. Your legs need thiamine to produce the necessary strength for every step you take, every stair you climb, and every time you stand up after sitting down. Even if you haven't done much, muscles that are low in thiamine feel heavy. The simple act of walking to the mailbox may exhaust you. Your legs seem to be dragging as you take a few steps. It's not just physical either. Additionally, low bone can cause you to feel mentally exhausted, disoriented, or dizzy if everything in your body is moving slowly. Regretfully, the majority of adults over 60 are unaware of this deficiency. Despite this, it's very widespread. Why? There are a number of causes. First, as people age, their absorption declines. Thiamine from food is simply not as effectively absorbed by our digestive system as it once was. Second, diuretics are often prescribed to elderly patients with high blood pressure or heart issues. These drugs cause the body to eliminate thiamine through urine. Therefore, you're losing more than you think, even if your diet is adequate. Third, drinking alcohol can affect how well bone is absorbed, even in small amounts like a glass of wine. Lastly, you're probably not getting enough in the first place if your diet is low in whole grains, legumes, or lean meats. Low thiamine symptoms can appear gradually. A bit more exhaustion here. There was a little more soreness in the muscles. Even if you haven't walked far, you may experience cramps in your calves or feet. After a little exertion, you may experience dyspnea, or observe a general feeling of being slowed down, a decrease in appetite, and a lack of drive to move. Additionally, similar to D3 and B12, a lot of people believe these are merely aging symptoms. However, they're not. They are your body's first indication that something is amiss. Let's examine the science now. According to a Tokyo University study conducted in 2021, low thiamine levels were detected in more than 30% of older adults. These people also exhibited higher levels of muscle fatigue, slower walking speeds, and noticeably weaker leg strength. Most people who took thiamine supplements experienced improvements within a few days, including increased stamina, improved walking ability, and reduced pain when climbing stairs. In a different study published in the Journal of Neurological Sciences, 100 milligrams of thiamine was given daily to patients suffering from chronic leg fatigue. Within a week, 68% reported less leg pain and heaviness, and 82% reported improved endurance. Crucially, no adverse effects were mentioned. How does it operate? The Krebs cycle, your body's primary energy-producing mechanism, depends heavily on thiamine. It enables the synthesis of ATP, the energy currency that drives all of your movements, particularly in muscle cells. Without it, muscles feel like they're exerting twice as much effort, tire out quickly, and recover slowly. Additionally, thiamine promotes nerve function, particularly in the peripheral nerves that govern your feet and legs. Nerve signals are slow when bone is low, and your legs might not react as you would like them to. How much do you require then? Seniors who experience fatigue or nerve problems often benefit from 50 to 100 milligrams per day, which is still regarded as a very safe therapeutic dose. The standard daily recommendation is approximately 1.1 mg for women and 1.2 mg for men. Any excess thiamine is naturally removed in the urine due to its water solubility. This indicates that, especially when taken as directed by a doctor, there is very little chance of taking too much. What time of day is best to take it? For sustaining energy levels throughout the day, the morning is the best time, especially when combined with breakfast. It is best taken with food, especially if it includes some protein or healthy fat. Another crucial piece of advice is to avoid taking thiamine with coffee, alcohol, or black tea, as these substances can hinder absorption. Is food enough for you? You can, but it requires preparation. Brown rice, oats, lentils, beans, sunflower seeds, and liver or pork are all good sources. However, the majority of seniors don't consume enough of these foods on a daily basis, and certain drugs or medical conditions make absorption even more difficult. Because of this, taking a thiamine supplement is frequently a better option, particularly if you're already experiencing symptoms of fatigue or heaviness in your legs. Who then ought to give thiamine supplementation serious thought? If you are older than 60, take acid-reducing drugs, metformin, or diuretics. Regularly consume alcohol, even if it's only wine or beer. Feeling weak or exhausted after doing little, frequently get cramps in your legs or have trouble breathing when climbing stairs. Have you experienced inexplicable changes in weight or appetite? Then your body might be requesting more thiamine. The finest aspect? Results are frequently quick. After taking thiamine for a few days, many older adults report feeling lighter, having more energy, and wanting to get up and move more. Refueling an engine that has been sputtering for too long is analogous to this. Now that you know how important vitamins D3, B12, and bone are when taken separately, just wait until you see what happens when you take them all together. Let's examine how these three vitamins D3, B12, and bone, thiamine, can effectively support your muscles, nerves, and energy now. Because this is where the true magic occurs. These vitamins function as a cohesive unit when taken regularly and appropriately. What's the best part? A complex system is not necessary. A few easy adjustments to your daily schedule can have a huge impact. Since the timing of your vitamin intake is just as crucial as the content, let's start with timing. Take your vitamin D3 in the morning, immediately after breakfast. Being a fat-soluble vitamin, it is best absorbed when consumed with foods high in good fats. A slice of avocado, a hard-boiled egg, or some yogurt can all help your body absorb the benefits of vitamin D3. This is also an excellent time to take vitamin bone or thiamine. Your muscles will be fueled by this to get you through the day. Additionally, because it dissolves in water, your body will use what it needs and eliminate the remainder. Next, take your vitamin B12 at midday or early afternoon. This is the ideal time because B12 helps improve alertness and mental clarity, and taking it too late in the day can occasionally interfere with sleep. Coffee and black tea can interfere with absorption, so avoid consuming them too soon before your B12. Rather, serve it with a light lunch, such as a small bowl of soup, some steamed vegetables, or a piece of grilled chicken. Many seniors have found the following easy sample routine to be beneficial. Breakfast consists of your vitamin D3 and bone supplements, a slice of whole grain toast, a boiled egg, and some yogurt. Lunch consists of a small salad with tofu or salmon and your vitamin B12 spray or lozenge. Dinner. Enjoy your meal and allow your body to absorb the hard work you've already done. No supplements are necessary. That's all. Don't make things too complicated. The proper nutrients at the right times in a rhythm that works for your body. Now, multivitamins may be on your mind. Some elderly people believe that taking a one-a-day pill is sufficient. The fact is, however, that many over-the-counter multivitamins lack sufficient amounts of D3, B12, or bone to have a therapeutic effect. Others mix water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins in a way that makes it harder for your body to absorb them. If you do take a multivitamin, be sure to carefully read the label. Try to find at least 801 IU of vitamin D3, methylcobalamin, B12, 501 mg, 2550 mg of thiamine. Additionally, you should never take it without food. Keep in mind that nutrients are best recognized by the body when they are consumed with food. Lastly, a brief safety note. It's not always better to have more. Unless your doctor instructs you otherwise, take your medications as prescribed. Getting your blood levels checked every 6 to 12 months is a good idea, especially for D3 and B12, to make sure you're in the ideal range, neither too high nor too low. You have now seen how each of these 3 basic vitamins can restore the qualities that time has stealthily taken away from you: energy, strength, balance, and the self-assurance to face the day head-on. It only requires a minor habit, something you can complete in under 5 minutes each day. Let's wrap things up with one last message. Let's pause and bring everything together. It's not your imagination if your legs have been feeling heavy, weak, or unsteady lately. More significantly, it goes beyond simply old age. We have been told for so long to anticipate this decline that we begin to assume it is unavoidable. However, you have gained new knowledge today. You now know that what's actually occurring in many situations is a vitamin deficiency, which is quiet, progressive, and entirely preventable. Vitamin D3 revitalizes your muscles and bones. Balance and reaction time are restored when vitamin B12 reestablishes the connection between your brain and legs. Additionally, thiamine, a component of vitamin bone, provides your muscles with the energy they require to move with strength and purpose. Together, they create a soft yet potent trio that rekindles energy you may have believed had vanished forever, strengthens, and increases stability. The simplicity is what makes it beautiful. Expensive equipment is not necessary. It's not necessary to train like an athlete. All you have to do is give your body the nourishment it has been subtly lacking. The fact is that you will notice a difference sooner rather than later if you start early. Many older adults report feeling lighter on their feet, more stable when walking, and more self-assured when standing up, even after just a few days. Because everything functions better when your body is supported, some people even report improved sleep and sharper thinking. However, it all begins with a single step: one vitamin. Just one modification. Avoid waiting until your legs are too weak to support you. If starting with just one of the 3 seems more manageable, do so right away. Then expand upon it. Pay attention to your body, and allow it to resurrect itself. Now, I would really like to hear from you. Have you previously tried any of these vitamins? Have you observed any changes in your vitality, equilibrium, or mobility? Your story may encourage someone else to take their first step today, so please share your experience in the comment section. Please like and share this video with a friend or loved one who might be going through a difficult time in silence if it was helpful to you or if it made you feel seen and understood. To ensure you don't miss any more advice that could make your life happier, longer, and stronger, subscribe to our channel. Your body is in good condition. It's only a small request for assistance. Give it what it requires. Get stronger again. And keep moving forward, one strong, self-assured step at a time. I appreciate you watching. Your legs have carried you through a wonderful life, so look after them. It's your turn now to handle them carefully.